Right, here we go. See, 13, thank you, 13 after 10 o'clock. It is 13 degrees downtown, heading for a high today. The weatherman says 18 degrees. Barbara, my co-host in the breakfast show, she said 19 degrees today. I'm saying 20 degrees. And believe me, they're both wrong. I'm going to win today for sure. Now, let me do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and real pleasure to have you guys along this morning, especially everybody joining us this morning on Facebook Live, and you're going to love this, because good friend of ours, Manny Cabo, is back in the house again. It's been about a year since we caught up, so believe me, I'm absolutely elated to catch up with my good friend again, coming out of New Jersey. Maybe I could get a job as a cab driver in New Jersey if I speak like that. Believe me. So, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's feature artists on Galaxy 107 FM.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm really excited to catch up with Manny. For those of you that are watching this right now, thank you so much for joining us. If you're going to be watching it a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do. No, you do, really. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell because of notifications, right? When we have important people like Manny Cabo. The last we heard of Manny was, well, about a year ago, and he was releasing a brand new song back then called Tribute to the Frontliners of the World. Let's have a listen. Gives us a couple of minutes to catch up, Rory.
Sure. Yeah, that's All Night Again, by the way. That's the name of the title, All Night Again.
All Night Again. Okay. Well, I'll make sure that that's rectified. I'm currently kind of watching you kind of.
All right, so you got the dual cameras going on.
Oh, we got it all happening, and Annette's on board as well. Nice to have you on board, Annette.
Brilliant.
And from time to time we get not only questions, as you know, Manny, that I have a voice in my head, right?
Right, of course. Well, somebody's going to listen.
Yeah, well, actually, it's my on-air producer. She gives me stats and bits of information, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
You may or may not have noticed that we've actually changed offices.
I did. I completely see that. Now it looks more like a small studio space. It looks like a dorm room of, like, you know, electronic geeks. I love it.
No, they shoved us. Well, we got a new building because we were unhappy with the previous landlord, right?
Right.
And they shoved us down the back. Literally, you know, well, I'm only DJ Grant, you know, don't worry about it. You know, give him his own studio, shove him down the back, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, greatness performs anywhere, so.
Oh, hell yes. It does, my friend. I got to agree with that. And
yes, it does.
Hi, Tina.
Nice to have Tina on board as well. Yeah, so I get bits of information in my headphones, but at the same time, people do log on and ask questions on the Facebook Live thing as well. So
well, I'm here for you guys, whatever you need. It's great to be back, and I'm so humbled that you guys asked me to come back and share my my latest journeys with your listeners. Awesome. My Kiwis.
Let me kick this off, Manny, by saying and expressing I'm sorry for your loss with your father.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, seriously, my friend, and we wanted to give you some time to recuperate, get over that. Then, of course, this COVID thing's been a pain in the proverbial as well, hasn't it?
Yes.
So, anyway, let's go live to the desk, but believe me, very heartfelt.
Thank you. Appreciate that so much, man.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and absolutely elated today to be joined by a good friend of ours, Manny Cabo. And, well, it's Cabo, but apparently he likes the way I say it. So, okay, I'm going to stick with that one. And, and of course, releasing his brand spanking, well, not actually his brand new songs, because we got some of those coming up very shortly over the next little while, and we're going to be getting Manny back again. But we're just covering some stuff that we should have covered about a year ago. But having said that, you know, Manny has had a few traumatic happenings in his life over the last 12 months, so we've kind of let him have some space to get back to the Manny that we know and love. You know what I mean? So nice to have Annette, and nice to have Tina on board as well. Now, Manny, it has been a number of years since we've known each other, brother. It's nice to have you back.
They're starting to accumulate, absolutely. It's been like 3 years now since we first solidified this long-distance relationship, you know?
Exactly.
You know, apart from everyone saying that long-distance relationships don't work, we've been pretty successful, man.
Yeah, believe me, I'm right there with you. I really, really am. And, of course, should we mention the voice way back in the day as well?
Yeah, it's 2015. Wow. And then, you know, I did it again in Spanish on Telemundo's La Voz, so that was fun. I was the first person in Jersey to cross linguistic boundaries on reality TV, man. So that was a pretty cool accomplishment, man, and such a fun time.
Yeah, believe me, my friend, I think you're a hero. I really, really do. And a great humanitarian as well. And believe me, you do a lot of humanitarian work. And I've got a lot of respect for that. I really, really do, my friend. And at the same time, from time to time, you find the time to be able to coach some of these people coming into The Voice as well, you know. So believe me, bro, that's a busy schedule in its own right.
Right. No, it surely is. I mean, you have to balance your time, and it's all about compartmentalizing your days. And that has certainly been a huge asset. You know, I've had to impart that type of scheduling because there's, as you know, there's a lot of layers to Manny Cabo with my photography, my podcast, my music, and recording. So if I didn't, I'd lose my mind. And even setting up appointments to be here with you guys, you know, I just want to make sure that I offer you guys 100% of my time. You know, in order to do that, it's a lot of work, but if you organize your days, you should be fine.
You need a Barbara.
Yeah, there you go. I need a Barbara in my life, right?
Yeah, do believe me. I think I'd be I think I'd be handicapped if I didn't have Barbara do what she does. Believe me, and she does a huge amount of work. She really, really does. Not only for me, but for the station and all the runnings of it as well. So believe me, everybody needs one. They do.
Yes. It's always good to have someone to align with you and especially your video audio needs. It's a lot. It's very overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, I've got audio, I've got video, I've got live cameras, microphone hookups, lighting. So there's a lot of layers to what we do as, you know, vocalists, if you will. And vocalists has a lot of layers: broadcasting, podcasting, singing, recording, voiceovers. So there's a lot of potential nightmares that could arise if you don't know what you're doing.
Believe me, bro, you are preaching to the choir there.
Oh, I know. I'm being kind, right?
You really are. And believe me, now I've got to ask you, it's a surreal time right now, of course, with the COVID virus thing going on. How's it affecting you? Are you doing many shows at all, or are you doing more writing and recording?
Well, you know what? I think the live performance thing certainly died for a little bit anyway. It's been a minute since I performed. The last live show that I did was, I think, October. It was a Halloween party. You know, all of my tours were canceled. I had 3 major tours. All of my residencies were canceled. And the only thing that has been sustaining, you know, the live performance side of Manny Cabo has been my Facebook Lives. And that's only been like 2 a month. And as you already know, I alluded to this before, you know, the passing of my dad. I had to take 2 or 3 months off because it's a huge void, Grant. And obviously we've all experienced loss. But the difference between me and this stage of my life is my dad was everything and anything that had to do with me linking up with the arts. You know, he's the reason why I became a photographer, a musician. I started this podcast, which, by the way, now it's in the top 2% best music podcasts in the world because I wanted to continue his legacy of just entertaining and inspiring and educating my ecosystem of musicians. So it's been busy, but it's been a really difficult process to try to forge ahead with all these, ailments in my mind,
Brilliant. And believe me, I am right there with you, bro. Believe me. And heartfelt about the loss of your father, and I fully understand. At the same time, congratulations for being in the top best of the world, and believe me, you're in good company there, because believe me, we've been classed as the best internet radio station around the world a number of times as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And you know what? It's because of people like yourselves that have allowed me to proliferate my music worldwide. You guys are essentially people that are sustaining our careers. So thank you, on behalf of myself, and I'm sure I speak on all musicians, we appreciate what you're doing.
Absolutely brilliant, my friend. Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
And believe me, I think this, I know the answer to this. And would you mind if I got Barbara to get in touch with you, to put you in touch with a good friend of mine that I have over in India? He has a Lazy Indie magazine over there. And, well, he has about 8 million people in his region, and I think he knows each and every one of them by their first name, you know what I mean? But he has a fantastic magazine. I'd love to be able to get Barbara to introduce you to get you in that magazine.
I'd be honored. Absolutely. Make the connection.
Let's make it happen. That's my only rebuttal to that. Let's make it happen.
Very, very cool, bro. You will absolutely love Jay and the quality of work he does. He really is quite a fantastic man. It might even get him in touch with York. What do you reckon, Barbara?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got another friend of mine who, again, is a radio announcer, TV host, podcast kind of deal in Germany. And I would love to be able to get you in touch with Jorg as well, because believe me, I think Jorg would absolutely love your kind of music. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Anyone and everyone, I should say. As you can see, it's late here, so I apologize for some slurring words. But anyone who is willing to, get close to me or play my music reviews, know me and my journeys, I'm beyond grateful. It's all about networking. Your network is your net worth, right? So anyone that wants to align with what I'm all about, I'm all for it. Now, the only thing, you got to get me an interview with Phil Rudd, anybody from AC/DC, and then we're good, man. And then I won't hate you.
Well, I tell you what, I'll do one better. How about the original lead singer of AC/DC, Dave Evans? He's a very close friend of mine, and I would love to be able to introduce you to him. What do you reckon? Is that a deal?
Listen.
Is that a deal?
It's music, and it's all about documenting these journeys, because we as musicians, especially in this crazy and ever-changing career, we all have incredible stories. So absolutely. And, any extension of AC/DC is good. And the only reason why I mentioned Phil Rudd, because I'm a fellow drummer. And I love Phil. I love Sonor, the drums. And he's just one of those drummers that epitomizes consistency. And he's been through a lot in his career. Some great highs, some great lows as well. So that's one of the reasons why. But sure, absolutely. I'm content with whoever you want to forward back to.
Manny, when you come to New Zealand, as I know you're going to, I will personally take you to Phil's restaurant and give him a tap on the shoulder and make sure he's there. Make sure he's there for you to be able to meet him in person. How's that?
That would be great. Absolutely.
Besides, he owes me a favour or two anyway. He does. Scott,
that always helps.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. Scott Knoll is watching. Nice to have Scott on board, coming out of Canada, and it's been a minute since we caught up as well. Now, I want to talk about the last one, because believe me, we play this. You're still getting requests for this particular track. Now, tell me all about this.
The last one is another one of the collaborations that I had an honor of working with Bonnie. She actually wrote the song. I can't remember what the other writer was, but she presented it to me. She's like, Manny, and she knows how I am with message-oriented songs. I'm all about that and spreading some good energy into this planet that so desperately needs it. And when she presented it to me, I'm like, I love where this song takes you. The last one is essentially about forgetting all the nonsense. Stop focusing on the void and the lack of life and start living in the moment, and forget about the regrets and all the grudges. That's just a waste of time and energy. And just, appreciate those that are in your life right now. Appreciate life breathing, especially after I lost my dad, tragically, of course. I got to tell you, Grant, I am beyond grateful for every chance and every opportunity that I can get to breathe. It's the little things that we all take for granted. And when I wake up and have another day to pursue my dreams and inspire others to do the same, it is a blessing, you know. So that's one of those songs that reminds us, okay, it's don't sweat the little things in life and take advantage of what life has to offer now before it's too late, because it could be the last one.
You know, I am right there with you, bro. I really, really am. So, live, joined by Manny Cabo, the man himself, coming out of New Jersey. Here is the last one. Bro, I'm supposed to come over to New Jersey at some stage in the future. How about getting together and going down to Asbury Park for a bit of a, you know, a night out?
Oh, that would be great. I know a few people down in Asbury Park. A lot of great musicians. It's definitely a musician-infested territory down there. Very, very cool people.
Do you know a lady called Randy O'Neill?
Randy O'Neill doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately. I mean, I'm more northern central Jersey, but I am familiar with a lot of musicians that play down there. You know, Williams Honors, Sharon. So many people down there. I can't, you know, their names escape me, but I got to tell you, there is a slew of very talented people down there in that area. You know, that's Bruce Springsteen area, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is. I know that. Believe me.
No, give it to me.
No, give it to you. Give it to you. Okay. Randy O'Neill is actually a very, very accomplished artist. But at the same time, she's also a therapist. You know, she says, when you come to New Jersey, we'll go out to Asbury Park and kick up some fun. And I thought, well, you know, I'll see you live there. We'll catch up as well and get together. And, you know, you never know what sort of trouble we can get into. We might actually get arrested.
Wow. I mean, usually who's a therapist? That's like a dynamic duo.
We can get into trouble. We can get into trouble, and she can get us out of it by saying she's a therapist.
There you go. Best of both worlds.
Exactly. Absolutely. And then we can use the services afterwards, you know what I mean?
Oh, Steve Lynch
why
is
we
online.
did and why we engaged in what we did.
Hey, Steve.
Exactly.
Thanks for
Let's
the
go
like.
into it in a
Love
dance.
you.
Steve Lynch is online. Oh, gosh. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and absolutely elated to be joined by a good friend of mine, Manny Cabo, coming out of New Jersey. Now, Manny, I don't know whether you remember the band Autograph.
Of course.
Steve Lynch,
Steve?
Steve Lynch, the former lead guitarist, he's online right now watching our interview. Also, Gear Miranda, he's coming out of the band, well actually he manages the band Viking Queen, coming out of Norway, and believe me, another band that we want to get here in New Zealand. Same with Steve. And in fact, I think Viking Queen and Steve Lynch are going to be doing something in the future anyway. You know what I mean?
Very cool. Yeah, he's a great guitar player.
Yep. And he's writing a new book. It should be almost ready for release right now, to be very honest with you. Hopefully I'm going to get a couple of, several hundred signed copies that I can give away.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And Steve, if it comes in a paperback version, I'd love a copy of that, because just hardbacks really confuse me.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
That was a great song, man. Yeah, I remember working out many a time, you know. Turn up the radio.
Yeah, believe me, absolutely. Hey, listen, we had to go right to the source. In the end, not only did we get Steve Lynch, we ended up getting the whole band and Randy as well. And, well, you know, it was just an absolute fantastic couple of interviews that we did to be able to get Autograph all together. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Manny, we are going to have to move on, but we do have a fan question for you. Now, you should know this one by now. All fans want to know how we can get hold of you, Manny. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Manny, do you respond?
Let me tell you, I've been responding to all of my supporters and fans, and, you know, basically, you know what they say, your vibe attracts your tribe. And since my voice days, I remember those days where I had a laptop, I had my iPad, my iPhone. I'd respond to 5,000 messages per week in every language. So I will respond to you. It might take a little bit longer, but believe me, I'm very loyal and responding to those that have sustained my career over so many years. And I think that's an integral part of every musician's success. You know, the engagement is huge, and we were just talking about that. And anyone who wants to find out about my whole world, whether it's photography, music, podcasting, just go to mannycabo.com. And I'm on all streaming platforms. It's the same social media handle, the Manny Cabo. And the only thing I'd like to ask is, please, if you haven't heard the podcast, go listen to the podcast and please rate and review it. And I'll tell you why. You know, Spotify and Instagram, they're very big on algorithms. So it helps me as an artist to get my message out into the world of incredible musicians. That's how I inspire. I'm getting incredible top-tier guests. I just had Rick Barker on the show, who was Taylor Swift's manager. I just had Travis Chappell, top 10 Forbes podcaster, Grammy and Emmy award-winning directors and engineers and producers. And believe me, it takes a lot to get these people on the show. So I work hard to get out strong messages. So please, I need all of your support to go and rate and review the podcast to help me get on. And, of course, stream my music. The brand new video on Worst Bad Decisions out. I wish I would have known about it. I would have sent you everything. So definitely stream Worst Bad Decision. It's number 3 in the world for the top requested song on independent radio. So hope you guys are digging that one. That's another powerful message, by the way, Grant.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that you're going to come back again in the near future this time. Let's not make it a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's do this again, bro.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know I'm here anytime, any place, anywhere.
Nice, nice. Absolutely. And we love you, bro. We really, really do. But in the meantime, better get back to the other studio because, believe me, very shortly, we're going all the way over to North Carolina. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning.
Yo, DJ!
Are you done mixing yet?
Your DJ has only just begun. I know you're gonna dig